let's talk about labor and business climate.
I definitely have some stories on this one. I think this is a well-known, it's well known in our industry that effective wage is more important than minimum wage. But that was not the case, 5, 10, 15 years ago. If you look at minimum wage across the country and you look over like the last 20 years, some states have skyrocketed. Other states have tip credit where you can have an operator paying, someone back of house $2.50 in Texas. And that same position requires $25 an hour in a market like Seattle. Now multiply that through multiple units, right, and locations, and think about the impact that would have on the bottom line. So it's a big issue, and this, the stories I have of why this became so important is I was working in real estate 15 years ago in San Francisco, which is a very expensive market. And I worked 3 years with a very well-known restaurant. 3 years on a prime location, right off Union Square. And it went to lease finally, and it was killed because they didn't realize how expensive the effective wage was. They were modeling minimum wage. And it was a light bulb moment for me that I realized, wow, this is one of the biggest companies in the country. And they are not using this really important metric up front in their strategy. And here I am as a partner who just wasted 3 years I was killed by a data point that was available to this operator 3 years ago, and they chose not to use. So it has it's a morale issue, it's a resource issue, and I would just say there's no excuse at this point for people to not be taking something that is such a big impact on the P&L into consideration before they leverage human resources and other resources in their growth strategy.